I keep asking British car companies if I can test their latest and greatest vehicles, and they say, well, they haven't arrived in the United States yet, so I'm playing them at their own game. I've arrived here in England to test drive this, the first ever all-wheel drive Aston Martin. Not only is it the first ever Aston Martin that has all-wheel drive, but it is also the company's first ever SUV in its 106-year history. The name of the vehicle is the DBX, and it is what the super-rich English gentleman who owns lots of land and has horses might own. But I'm not super-rich, and I don't have lots of land, and it is questionable if I'm a gentleman. Of course, this Aston Martin DBX has off-road modes, or as the British like to call them, terrain modes, terrain and terrain plus modes. But would you ever actually take your $200,000 SUV from Aston Martin off-road through a British farmer's field? Probably have to be pretty stupid to do so, but there again, there's a lot of pretty stupid drivers here in England. Good morning. The truth is that Aston Martin did engineer this DBX to be a master of the farmer's field with sophisticated off-road systems, but most owners will never, ever take it off-road. So being here in the British countryside, a lot of horsey folk are around, and if you have a sporty SUV, you've got to know that it tows. As long as your horse plus the horse box, that nice Arabian stallion, weighs slightly less than 6,000 pounds, you're in luck, because that's exactly what the DBX tows. Aston Martin always guaranteed to delight all your senses. One of the things I love about Aston Martin is the sound of the vehicle, and although I can kind of get the impression that this has that beautiful Aston V8 sound, you don't get as much of it on the inside as I'd like. They've got a lot of padding here. You get the occasional gurgle when you back off the accelerator, but I kind of want to hear more of that beautiful Aston Martin sound. I long to be gurgled at just a little more. I'm not sure I got enough of that. Let's see if we can get a little more gurgle. Ooh, there's a gurgle. Who doesn't love a gurgle now and again? And Aston Martin always deliver a thrill. Now, even though you have this huge engine under the hood with great big horsepower, when you slam your foot down, even in Sport Plus mode, this thing has smooth acceleration. That is 70 miles an hour from 30 in just seconds, and I'm not getting jerked around. They have put the power on the road very well. This vehicle, extremely well engineered. From the drive to the exterior of the vehicle. It pretty much looks like an Aston Martin, even though it's an SUV. Great vents or air intakes on the hood, and for this year it gets 23-inch wheels. The DBX has the biggest grille ever fitted to an Aston Martin, and the grille of the DBX has the design cues from the Aston Martin DB11 sports car. The logo on the hood is also the biggest logo ever fitted to an Aston Martin. The back end looks pretty outstanding with the Aston Martin logo and Aston Martin spelt out on the back. Now, the amount of boot or trunk space is absolutely huge. 632 litres with the seats up. Oh, wait a sec. We've got to convert that into cubic feet. I should also mention the spoiler on the top of the liftgate has been designed to push the rain off the rear window, so no need for a rear windshield wiper. This is brilliant. Alright, let's talk about the interior. Very plush. Aston have done an amazing job. Of course, they have ladies at the factory that stitch a lot of this stuff by hand. Very typical setup, very beautiful. The buttons are where you expect them to be. 12.3-inch screen. The infotainment system, a little temperamental and it's not very intuitive. However, the inside of the car, absolutely brilliant. And let's not forget the oily bits. Okay, let's talk about power. V8 engine under the hood, 542 horsepower, which is pretty amazing, seeing that this is probably slightly larger in size than a Toyota RAV4. The fuel economy is not bad for a super SUV. The DBX uses premium gas and gets 14 miles a gallon in the city, 18 on the highway, and combined it gets 15 miles a gallon. So it'll cost you around $22.92 to go 100 miles in the US. In the UK, the equivalent would be $43.17 to go 100 miles. Ouch, because gas or petrol in the UK is $6.44 a gallon. After you do the math, or maths as they say in the UK, and convert pounds to dollars and litres to gallons. Well, you have Terrain and Terrain Plus, your GT mode, which is basically your normal mode. You can toggle down here on the left to Individual, Sport, and then of course the mode that I like the most, Sport Plus, and that allows you to do 0 to 60 in a fast clip of 3.9 seconds. Woohoo! Overall, a stunning ride for a British gentleman. Now all we have to do is find a British gentleman.
I'm Nick Miles.